Thank you so much for having me.
You're very easy to talk to. You know, you're a strong man of your faith, and that's what makes it so easy. We connected like that in the beginning.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Family, family, family. It is another day, another time, and another week for We'll Talk Monday. You all, I know we have been off, and I know we're supposed to be off until May. However, and this ain't even Monday, this is Thursday. But for this one right here, for this woman that we have coming on here tonight, when she tells me, bro, I'm ready, ain't no questions asked. Like, I don't care if it's on Tuesday. We popping up. We pulling up. Because when I tell y'all this woman of God stays booked and busy, she stays booked and busy. So you have to get her, you have to get in where you can fit in with her. So you all, I have tonight my sis, a podcaster, a wonderful mother, like just an all-around businesswoman, a boss. I'm talking about Miss Say. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you come in, I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to tag, and to my studio fam that may be watching. Shout out to you all. I appreciate you all that be watching. I appreciate y'all. So tonight we got my girl up in the building. How are you doing, sis?
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great tonight.
All right, that's good. So what we're gonna do is I want you to tell the people a little bit about you that I might not have told them. That way they can get to know you a little bit better.
Hello, my name is Shay, but I go by Shay Queen. That's my host name. I'm the host of the Concrete Groves podcast. Yeah, I'm the host of the Concrete Groves podcast. I'm a mother. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. And I'm just here tonight just do my interview. I survived
it. Bet. You all, she is very modest with it. Like this girl right here, there's been plenty of times where I've asked her for stuff, and it has been a bro, I got you, say no more. That has been the response that I got, and I appreciate it. So that's why when we talked and she said she was ready to tell her story, y'all is it. This was spare the moment. We figured this out last night. And even today, she had to call me like, bro, where you at? Like, I'm ready. I'm like, say no more. I'm on my way in. So we're going to get this started tonight. So first question I'm going to ask you is, when I say I survived it, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
When you say I survived it, the first thing that comes to my mind is smothered with a pillow.
All right. So what we're going to do right now is I want you to tell the people your survival story. The floor is yours. And since this is a safe space, let it out.
My Bible story is the story about Joseph. It's always been my Bible story. Because I just feel like I've always been a black sheep. And I feel like God is taking me to my promised land to come back and, to reach out and to help those, you know? That's I always been like my Bible story. I feel like Joseph.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So now I want you to tell the people something that you survived. I love that story that you gave. But
You
tell
want
them a
me to give
little
the
bit about
story
what you
or you want me to give you the story?
Yeah.
I survived being smothered with a pillow by the hands of a man. It was a man that I was dating that I decided that I didn't want to date anymore. And I left his house or whatever. When I left his house, he was at my house. Like, he was at work when I left his house. Because the story was, like, when I met the guy, he was cool and everything. I had my own place. He had his own place. And he took me to his house. Once we got to know each other, he took me to his house. And I was there for, like, 3 weeks. And while I was there, it's like he wanted me to do wifey duties, like cook and do all this for him. And I was like, I was fine doing it at first, but after a while, I was like, I'm ready to go home. And he kept saying, I'm gonna take you home, I'm gonna take you home, but he never would take me home. So, like, I started calling my mama. I didn't want her to know what was going on and stuff, so I had started calling my mama. And she told me to call my cousin, which is my favorite cousin. He was driving trucks at the time. And I called him and I was like, hey, is there any kind of way that you can come and pick me up? And I gave him the location to where I was. It was me and my kids. They was with me. And he came and he picked us up. And the guy he called, he was like, what you doing? I was like, I'm doing nothing. Oh, just cooking, some meatloaf. He was like, oh, I can't wait to get off of work, to eat the meatloaf or whatever. But little did he know that I was at home. And I didn't tell him. So when he got home, he noticed that I wasn't there. And so he called me. He was like, what man picked you up? What man? And I was like, don't worry about it. I'm at home now, and I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Like, you trying to take everything too fast, and I just don't want to have nothing to do with you. So I was outside, and I was finna jog around my apartments or whatever. And I seen this car. And I seen him riding around in the car, and I was like, wow. I was like, I hope that he didn't see me. But then he called me back. He was like, well, where you at? And I was like, well, I'm over my mama's house. And he was like, well, I'm going to come over there and pick you up. And then I was like, don't worry about it. I'm on my way back home. So you ain't even got to come pick me up. Just go home. So what ended up happening was he ended up telling me, I'm looking at you. And I was like, wow. And he was like, well, I locked myself out of my apartment. Because he was like in the process of getting evicted. So he had like a thing on his door, like the thing on his door where it was locked anyway. So he kept the window up. And what happened was when I was leaving, I took my keys and we went out the window, but I let the window down. And when I let it down, he was like, well, is there any kind of way that I could stay, over at your house till in the morning because I have to, he was saying my light messing up, but he was saying because I have to get home in the morning time or something and I don't have nowhere to sleep tonight. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, you can stay at my house. I said, but in the morning time when you wake up, I don't want to have nothing else to do with you. And so he was like, okay, bet. So he come into my house. When he come into my house, we was sitting there, he gave me a hug, and we was talking. And while we was talking, I noticed he slid my phone across the room. When he slid my phone across the room, I was steady talking, and I didn't catch on until later that I was in danger. Like, the spirit let me know that I was in danger. And I asked, I said, wait a minute. I said, why do you have my, why did you slide my phone? And when I asked him, why did he slide my phone? He was like, cause you always on it. Like, you need to just get off your phone for a little bit and talk to me and stuff like that. And I was like, no. So I got up to get my phone. And as I got up to get my phone, he punched me in my face. And when he punched me in my face, he spit in my eyes to where I couldn't really hardly see. And as he spit in my eyes, he just kept on punching on me. And when he punched on me, he put out his weight on me. And when he put his weight on me, it was nothing that I could really do. So after that, I had my son at the time. He's 12 now, but he was 1 year old. And he was waking up because they was in the bed asleep. And he was waking up. And he walked into the living room, but the dude was still on me. And he didn't know no better. So instead of the dude getting up off me, he called my son and was like, hey, come here. And my son went to him because he knew the dude. Because I was like dating the dude and I was staying at his house. So my son was familiar with him. So my baby walked over there to him and he started holding my baby. And when he was holding my baby, he looked me in my eyes. I'm trying to fix my camera. Can you still see me?
We can barely see you, sis. We see your saddle.
Okay. Oh, Lord. Why every time I get in here?
That ain't nothing but the enemy.
Mm-hmm. What the heck? Yeah, I have to do with these lights. Hello. I had to turn on my regular.
There you go. Now we see you.
I'm gonna turn on my regular light because for some reason my light that I have for my podcast, it be going in and out. So I left off on what I was saying was he
was holding your baby.
Huh? Yeah, he was holding my baby. So while he was holding my baby, he looked me in my eyes and he had told me, he said, you know that they kill kids. And I said, who is they? And he said, people. And I said, okay, but they're not gonna kill my kids. And he was like, don't tell me what I'm finna do. And he was like, but they do kill kids though. It's all over the news and everything. And I said, yeah, but they're not gonna kill mine. And he was like, you right. I'm not gonna kill your kids. It's something special about your boys. They got a calling on their life. It's something great about them. He said, I ain't gonna even mess with them because it's something special about them. He said, but you, he said, you gonna die tonight. They not, but you gonna die tonight. So as he said it, he grabbed a pillow because he was still on top of me, and the way he punched me was like I was too weak to do anything. And he put the pillow over my head, and when he put it over my head, he'll smother me, like he'll put it over my head and he'll try to like suffocate me. He'll do it, and then when I get on my last breath, he'll let it come back up. And then he just kept on doing it, and he'll let it come back up. And then the last time he did it, I'm thinking when I get to my last breath, he gonna raise the pillow back up. But that time he put the pillow on my head, and when he put it on me, he left it on there. And it's just like I could feel my body I could feel my body. I just knew I was gonna be dead. I laid there, I was going in and out. When I go out, I stay out for a minute. And then I come back in. Then I just started seeing different colors. And it's like I was conscious and unconscious. Like when I was conscious, I could feel that, oh, I'm dying. And when I went unconscious, then I come back and I'll be like, oh, I'm dying. It ain't nothing I can do. He got all his weight on me. This pillow is on me. I'm dying. And I knew I was dying. And I just laid back. And at first I laid back and I was like, I'm gone. It ain't even worth the fight. I'm just it's something about being conscious and unconscious. Like you forget when you unconscious and you come back. So I was like, when I was conscious, I said, I'm dead. It's over with for me. I can't even put up a fight. He got all his weight on me. The pillow is on me. And I went unconscious. But then I came back. And when I came back conscious, something was like, Shay, your boys. And I went unconscious again and came back. And I was like, oh, I do got kids. It's like I had forgot. And I came back. And then all of a sudden I started seeing like life events of my kids without me being there. I seen my oldest son. I seen him graduate high school. Me not there. I seen a picture of him and my youngest son. They was older, like teenagers, and they took a picture, a family portrait, and I wasn't in it. And they were smiling like they made it. They turned out to be the boys that he said they was. He said that they were special, had a call on their life. They turned out to be what God had called them to be, but I wasn't even there. And I had seen my oldest son, he had a baby, and I wasn't there to see it. And all of a sudden I got mad. I was like, I started crying. I said, they gonna be here without me. My kid, I just started crying like they gonna be here without me. And I went unconscious again, and I came back. I kind of remembered, and I just started saying it. And I called on the name of Jesus. I said, Jesus, please don't let me die. I'm not ready. Please do not let me die. And when I said that, I don't know what happened, but it's like I had gained some strength. I gained strength in my left leg. It's like he was like, you know how they say that his weakness is your strength or something? I was weak. And he was on me and I couldn't even move, but it's like Jesus' weakness became literally my strength in this situation. And I felt strength in my left leg. And when I felt that strength in that left leg, I just started kicking. I just started kicking. And when I started kicking, I kicked so much with that left leg, because that's all I had. I kicked so much with that left leg, and he fell to the floor. And when he fell to the floor, I felt so relieved because, a breath of fresh air. I was able to, catch my breath again. And when I caught my breath, I jumped up. And when I jumped up, he was like, oh. And my baby, my young son, my baby boy, my little baby, the 1 year old, he was in the living room because he was holding him. So he was on the couch. And when I jumped up off the couch from getting that breath, he was like, oh, so you want to be like a nigga. You want to fight like a nigga or something like that. And I was like, it wasn't no man to protect me. So I had to do what I had to do. I had to be like a man in this situation. So I had to take the strength that God gave me. So he was like, oh, you want to be like a man. So he punched at me. When he punched at me, I just started punching back. And he punched me so hard, he knocked me back to the couch. And I guess he thought he was going to start it again. But when he knocked me down to the couch, I bounced back up. Like, it hurt, but I had to bounce back up because I was like, Because if I lay back down, I know I'm going to be dead. So I bounced back up. And when I bounced back up, my youngest son, my oldest, he was 6 years old at the time, which is now he's like 16. So I would say at the time he was like 5 or 6 at the time. And he was coming into the living room when he heard all the commotion. And when he come into the living room, the guy was trying to punch me. And when the guy was trying to punch me, he was like, please don't punch my mama. Please don't punch my mama. So he grabbed me and started hugging me, talking about, I'm not gonna do nothing to your mama. I'm hugging your mama. And I tell my son, he said, go back in the room. And I tell my son, no, go run and get help, because the front door was already unlocked. And see, the situation was the reason why the front door was unlocked was because I was in a situation where the dude that did it to me was not my boyfriend. What happened was me and the boy that I was actually with, we call ourselves splitting up, and he chose to, sometimes we be on and off, break up and make up. So he broke up with me, and I was like, okay, that's fine, and I'm just gonna go deal with me somebody else, which don't never last long. So after that day when I went back home, the guy that I was actually in a relationship with was at his Amy apartment because she lived in the same apartments as me. And he came over or whatever before the guy had even, before the guy had even came, he was there, but he said his auntie was having like a fish fry. So he was like, I'm gonna go over here to the fish fry and I'll be back later. And I'm like, okay. But as soon as he left, that's when the guy showed up. But the door was unlocked through the whole time. And I'm thinking that the fish fry is over with. I didn't even know what time it was or nothing no more. I'm thinking that the fish fry was over with or anything. And he never did come through the door. The door was unlocked for anybody to just run in, But he was too busy having him a good time. He was at that fish fry. So while the door was unlocked, I told my oldest son to run and go and get help because I had relatives that lived in the same apartments as well, but they lived at the front. So I told him to run and go to their house and get help. And my son listened to me and he ran out the door to go and get help. But as he ran out the door, my 1-year-old was still like on the couch. He was just roaming around the house. And when he ran out the door, the dude was trying to grab me. He was like, I got a pistol in my car and you gonna die tonight, like I said. And I grabbed a plant in my house and I just started hitting him with the plant. So he let go. And when he let go, he was trying to go find my oldest son to see what he had went to. But my oldest son was already gone. So me being paranoid, I ran out the house too to go and find my oldest son because I'm thinking he might have got him or did something to him. And realized and thought about it that I left my 1-year-old in the house. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I done left him in the house. So I just started calling 911, telling them what just happened to me. And I just kept dialing it back to back. I'm in Dallas, and it take a long time for them to come. And eventually they did show up, but when they showed up, the guy had already left. And when they did show up, I seen my relative coming out the house, holding my 1-year-old, and my oldest son was holding her head. So I just thank God that, they were safe and that I was safe. And that's a story
Now,
that
do
I
y'all see why
survived.
we have to do a show on the Thursday night, even though we supposed to be on break? Like, no, we have to come out and do a show tonight. Legit, like, there's so much. Like, I thank God that God spared you through that situation
Yes,
because it could have went the other way.
he could have.
And God has so much that He wants to do through you and to you, for you. You all, like, legit, when I tell you all, I can't even remember how long we've been connected, but it's been a good minute.
I'm gonna say about 3 years.
Legit, I can see that. I can see that. And it's like we've been saying we was going to do something together. And finally, we got it done. I mean, but it happened in God's timing. It happened all in God's timing. Like I said, I'll be honest with you. I'm supposed to be on break this whole month. I'm not supposed to come back until Monday. I'm not supposed to come back until Monday.
Mm-hmm.
However, something in my spirit was telling me this episode needs to be released tonight. My audience will catch it on the replay, but I knew this needed to be released tonight. This didn't need to be a pre-recorded episode that I'll release months down the line. It needed to be released tonight. So at this time, what we're gonna do is I'm not even gonna go in and ask you no questions because legit you have already any questions I ask you, you've already done answered with the story because you went into so much details. So here's what we're gonna do at this moment. We're gonna have what we call the real talk moment. What that is I'm gonna give you the floor to tell my audience where they can find you at, where they can follow you at, and then I want you to give my audience some encouraging words before I let you go. And you will be back. You will be back. It will be publicized as you come back. All that. So trust and believe me.
Oh, it could be a part 2. I survived
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah. So we're gonna have the real talk moment at this time. I'm gonna give you the floor.
My name is Shay Queen, and you can follow me on Facebook at Shay a Queen. You can follow me on Instagram at Concrete Growth Podcast _. And you can subscribe to me on YouTube at Concrete Growth Podcast YouTube. And the encouraging word that I would like to give everybody is, I'm just going to say, don't get distracted and stay focused on Jesus. So that's where a lot of stuff happens when you get out the will of God or when you try to do things your way.
That's good. We thank you for coming on, sis. You will be back. And I will see y'all next week. I will see y'all on Monday. Legit, I will see y'all on Monday. God bless y'all. Peace.